What's up, YouTube? Tis the season is quickly approaching. As a result, I've been perusing some of the deals, and I did pick something up for the bird head grip short shotty that we got here. This is our VRPF 14, right? Full disclosure, I didn't get a chance to shoot this gun yet because they're banned everywhere. And actually, that's part of the reason why I'm making this recording. The reason these things are banned everywhere, well, I can only speak for my local range. They gave me an explanation. Some guy shot a hole in the ceiling, right? And that's, a lot of it has to do with this grip. So, I'm just going to say it right now. If you ordered one of these, or maybe you have a 590 Shockwave that's got the Raptor's head grip or the bird head grip or whatever the hell they're calling it. If you got one of those in the mail right now, you might as well go out and order this right now. Hope that it shows up in time. Hopefully you order something that has a rail on it, right? Because when you have the bird's head grip, you're not shouldering anything. So then these don't become as useful for home defense right out of the box. It takes some training, some use to getting to. You know, there is an issue with holding this out in front of you and actually using the iron sights, okay? If you've never shot this before and a home intruder is trying to break your door down, if you try to actually aim this and, you know, line your face up behind it, this being a 12 gauge and all, you're probably going to bust your teeth out. You're probably going to break your nose. You're probably going to smack yourself with this. Matter of fact, this is the strap that came with my Tokarov. It's on this instead because if I'm holding this shotgun out, the strap naturally falls down here. So if if I'm feeling weak that day and this thing goes flying out of my front grip, this strap's at least going to catch my hand and put drag on this gun before it gets away and smacks me in the face. I'm not really worried about me, but my boys already want to shoot this thing. I know it's inevitable. I'm going to want something here for Ivan so he doesn't, you know, walk away with a bloody nose. And so this is something that I noticed as soon as I got this thing and I started messing around with it. After I shot the other 12 gauges, me and the boys all stood around the table looking at this thing like, huh, based off of, you know, the recoils that we've felt off of shooting the other 12 gauges, this could definitely be an issue for some people. So I said right off rip when I got this thing, you got to have some kind of flashlight. So I did have this flashlight on this rail for a little bit. Point being is, aside from the flashlight, I think you need a way to hip fire these things and to be accurate. So the SOLOFISH came through for the win. I don't know if you guys can see exactly what this thing is, but it's this thing sandwiched in the middle. It does have a blue laser. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. I picked out blue. I think it actually cost a couple dollars more, but I'm happy with it. It looks pretty cool. I dig it. It shows up really good in the dark. And it works well with the light. You guys cannot see on the camera, but this flashlight actually has a very purple spot in the very center of it. I was just checking this whole setup on my Wheeler bore laser, and everything lines up really well. Even the center point of this flashlight, at about 35-40 feet, the little purple spot in the flashlight actually aligns with my point of impact, so that's cool. And obviously this dot right here will let me reach out much further. So I'm definitely going to be saving some of the slugs that I have coming in, specifically to test out with this, and we're gonna see how far out we can go with this laser. It also came with this little coin. It's got like a little skull on it. Pretty cool little coin. They're calling it their screwdriver. It's comes with 3 screws you can put in to bolt on, right? So obviously I have a rail extender here. Why? Well, the front post right here, I figured as soon as I put this laser on straight to this rail, it was only going to sit right up here, and it was probably going to hit this front post with the laser, right? So I have a quick release, quick detach here. This thing comes off, and the flashlight and the laser come off. Laser is really cool because you can mount right on top of it. It does have a charging port in the back, and this is really cool. This thing takes the same chargers as all of the Chinese things, actually. The Votatu lasers, if anybody's familiar with the Votatu line, it looks like these are all made in like the same shop. They are all taking the same exact charger, which is cool because I already have like 5 of those chargers laying around. So it's a nice bonus that this already works with all the stuff that I have existing. Right now, this flashlight is covering the charger. If I move the flashlight forward a little bit, I can still charge this laser up with the flashlight still on it. So I just move the flashlight back a little bit because it's easier for me to reach. So all in all, not a big deal. If I want to charge this thing, I just break this loose and, you know, put the charger on it. It's worked well so far. I have not shot it. I'm just being, like, you know, fully transparent here. I've put some stress tests on it. I've checked to see if it shifts at all. I haven't been able to get it to shift. I've been carrying it around by the flashlight and doing all sorts of stupid things with it. I can't get the point of aim to shift, but we will see what happens after we actually start feeding slugs into her. Pretty cool though. I dig this. Hopefully if you ordered a shotgun like this, or if you have one, you have some kind of rail, some kind of way to put a laser on it. That would be the #1 thing I suggest doing, because then you really can shoot these things from the hip. And you're going to want a light on everything. Right now, this light is actually on my other shotgun. I'm probably going to order another one of these just because this works so well here. But I pretty much just threw this thing on here for a demo. This is how I would keep the shotgun. I would keep a light on it on top of the laser. So you got both. And for those wondering, yeah, I'm going to be taking all this stuff off. And I'm going to take these bolts out that are holding this this rail here. I'm going to shorten this front bolt, and I'm going to fix this thing where I messed it up a little bit. This whole thing's cocked a little bit. Yeah, that, I can't really say that was my bad. It was partially my bad, but I'm going to fix this bad mamma jamma up. And yes, normally I wouldn't be ordering things for a gun that I haven't fired. The fact of the matter is, I'm just putting my faith into this firing pin working, because I've loaded this magazine up. I've loaded the 10-round magazines up that I have, and I have cycled them through this gun already hundreds of times. So this is, if it can cycle them, it's going to shoot them as long as your firing pin and all of that works. I have enough faith in RIA that I know the shotgun's going to work. It'd be different if this thing wasn't actually feeding, right? If I couldn't pump the shells and get them to eject, I'd be pumping the brakes and I wouldn't be ordering anything for this thing. But I just happen to know that this thing's going to work great just because of the way that it pumps, right? And we are all set now. So I feel like I could actually use this thing for home defense if I wanted to. This is the configuration I would keep it in. And you know what? All in all, it's not too bad, right? It's not taking up too much room. I have a special bag coming for this. I also have what do they call them? My goodness, I was gonna look into like a drop leg holster because this thing's really not that big. Just wanted to see if I could like strap it to my side somehow. They have almost like scabbards for these things. I do believe that's what they're called. I have one of those in the way to test out, but this thing doesn't take up that much room. Even with the flashlight on it, right? You could throw it in the back of a truck, you could throw it under a seat. If you have the magazine out, this really is not that much room, right? And the capability that you're getting out of it, I mean, you're getting a good light, right? and you are getting a laser here. So I don't know, I think this thing works out pretty well. I'd probably keep it with a 10 round magazine, right, and a scabbard, and then, you know, if you ever need to use it, you're all set. Okay, so I'm going to be dropping a video talking about these magazines because I think a lot of people are breaking these Turkish shotguns. They're breaking the feeding systems, they're messing up the magazines. Make sure to sub so you don't miss that one. I'm going to be working on that one next. Yeah, we're going to be cranking out more firearm content. We did get our first sponsor for the channel too. I'll be announcing that soon, so that was pretty cool. It's going to be the next video I do. And then, yeah, we're going to be talking about these magazines because I've heard quite a few people already damage their Turkish shotguns. The TAR 12s, I've had a couple people tell me about their bad experience with the TAR. My TAR is freaking awesome. I can tell you guys that my TAR has been awesome, but I noticed pretty early on how these magazines work, and I didn't put too much strain on them. And I think that's what people are doing. They're slapping these things in, and they're getting bolt choke, and then they don't know how to deal with that. And on the TAR 12, it's got, you know, the charging handle, so they, you know, this thing jams the bolt, and then they start kicking it, and they're not made to take that. So make sure, if you got a Turkish shotgun, make sure to like and, you know, support my work if you can. But sub so you don't miss the video talking about these magazines, because I guarantee you a lot of people don't know about this, and they're probably loading these mags wrong. See, right here, this is like a neutral gear, and people don't know about this. And from here, they try to slap these things in. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to actually take this thing apart, and I'll show you how it works and what you can do to prolong the life of any mag-fed magazine that you have that is actually using this pattern of magazine. It is a turkey magazine. Good stuff. So I will see you all on the flip side. Have an awesome night, and check out SOLOFISH. The price on this was right too. I mean, top of my head, I think it was like $30-$40. It wasn't the end of the world. So hey, hopefully they are made in the same shop as the Votatu stuff, because all of that stuff has served me great so far, and I've actually, you know, been shooting that stuff. No issues to report with the Votatu stuff, so hopefully the SOLOFISH stuff that looks like it's made in the same shop, hopefully I have no issues with this either. But check them out if you get a chance. They also come in like purple and different colors. Something to note though, depending on which color you get, your battery, it says that their red laser has an 8-hour runtime compared to some of the other laser colors that only have 3-hour runtimes. Purple laser also has an 8-hour runtime. So I mean, if you want something besides red that's going to run for 8 hours because it's so efficient, you can go with purple. I didn't know that. I went with blue. You know, to have that much more efficiency to run the laser for 5 hours more, you know, I probably, if I would have known about that, I would have went with purple. You know, just to have a different color. Right, no big deal though. Still very happy with this one, but I'm just passing the knowledge on. Really look this stuff up. Let's see. Yeah, red is 8 hours. Purple is 8 hours. The IR, the blue, and the green that they make, for whatever reason, they're only running for 3 hours. So, you know, a little bit of knowledge for you if you are going to be shopping for a SOLOFISH. Make sure to get your awesome coin, screwdriver, and have an awesome night, everybody. Later. Eye in the sky. Ooh, let's not drop that. Bye, YouTube.